Number 1, find the vertex. We need to do negative b over 2a. So that will give us a negative 14 over 2 times negative 1, which gives us 14 divided by negative 2, which gives us negative 7. All right, we need to plug that back in to get k. Negative 7 squared minus 14 times negative 7 minus 59. Okay, so that would give me, do it down here, negative 49 plus 14 times 7 is 98. Which that's a positive 49, right? And then minus 59 gives me negative 10 there. All right. Then for our axis of symmetry, that is h of the vertex. That'll be x equals negative 7. Okay. Since a is negative 1, it means it's going down, which means we have a maximum at negative 10. All right. So number 2, I will have a negative 12 over 2 times negative 6, which that will be 12 or negative 12, which gives me negative 1. All right, plug that back in. I'll have negative 6 times negative 1 squared minus 12 times negative 1 minus 13. So that gives me negative 6 plus 12 minus 13. 6 minus 13 gives me negative 7. All right, so my axis of symmetry is x, the h of the vertex, x equals negative 1. Again, a here is negative 6, so it's going down. We have a maximum again, going down, maximum of negative 7. All right, number 3, what is the vertex of the graph of the function? So we're going to do negative b over 2a. Negative 6 over 2, negative 3. Plug that back in, and we'll have negative 3 squared plus 6 times negative 3 plus 9. So that will be 9 minus 18 plus 9, which that would be 0. So the vertex would be negative 3, 0. Number 4, my parent function is moved left 3. So x minus a negative 3 would make that plus 3 squared and down 4 units. So to get the standard form, I need to do y equals x plus 3 times x plus 3 minus 4. First will give me x squared, outer, plus 3x, inner, plus 3x, last, plus 9. Can't forget about that negative 4. So that answer would be y equals x squared plus 6x minus, or plus 5.
Wait, how did I get 9x? Oh, because I'm
Number 5, vertex, so 3 would be h, negative 2 would be k, 5 would be x, negative 1 would be y. I'm plugging that into my vertex form, y equals a, x minus h squared plus k. All right, once I get, and so I'm solving for a. Once I get a, I can write the vertex form, which is what it's asking for, vertex form. So I'll have negative 1 equals a. 5 minus 3 squared minus 2, which that will be negative 1 equals a times 2 squared minus 2. Negative 1 equals 4a. Oop. Negative 1 equals 4a minus 2. Add 2. 1 equals 4a. Divide by 4. A equals 1/4. So there, the quadratic form would be y equals 1/4 x minus 3 squared minus 2. All right, number 6, solving by factoring. A is 1, so I need 2 factors of negative 2 that add to give me 1. Well, that would be 2 times negative 1 is negative 2. 2 plus negative 1 is 1. So my answer there would be x plus 2 times x minus 1 equals 0. Got to set both factors equal to 0. X plus 2 equals 0. X minus 1 equals 0. And so we get x equals negative 2 and x equals 1. Number 7, first step, I need to take, every time we factor, we're looking for GCF. Here we have a GCF of 2, which leaves me with x squared minus 4 equals 0. X squared minus 4 is difference of squares, so I can take the square root of each term, and that will give me 2 times x plus 2, x minus 2 equals 0. You take all 3 factors and set them equal to 0. 2 equals 0 is nothing. X plus 2 equals 0. X minus 2 equals 0. X would equal negative 2. X would equal 2. Number 8 is not factorable. Okay, it's not factorable. Now you could solve it. You could do x squared equals negative 9 square root, and that would give you x equals plus or minus 3i. All right, but we're being asked to factor here, so that would be not factorable because there's no such thing as sum of squares. Okay, that would not work. And then last here, number 9, a is 3, so we need to do the AC method. A times C, 3 times 4 gives me 12. 2 factors of 12 that add to give me negative 8 would be negative 6 and negative 2. Okay. So I'll split the middle term with negative 6x, negative 2x. That order does not matter. You could do negative 2x minus 6x. Bring down the 3x squared. Bring down the 4. Now I have 4 terms. When we have 4 terms, we factor by grouping. Group, 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 group. GCF of that first group would be 3x. Leaves you with x minus 2. GCF of that second group, since the leading coefficient's negative, since that's a negative 2, you're going to take out a negative 2, which leaves you with x minus 2. So that answer would be x minus 2 times 3x minus 2. Oh, I'm not done. I'm sorry. We're solving. So x minus 2 equals 0. X would equal 2. 3x minus 2 equals 0. Add 2. 3x equals 2. Divide by 3. X equals 2/3. Number 10, I'll do 4 divided by 111 and 27. So if I do 27 times 4, 108. So if I do 27, that'll be 108, which gives me a remainder of 3. Okay, so that would be I cubed, which is negative I, or negative square root of negative 1. Either one of those answers is acceptable. 11. A binomial times a binomial. They're multiplied. They're being multiplied, so I need to FOIL. First, 6, outer, negative 4i, inner, plus 3i, last, minus 2i squared. That'll be 6. Negative 4i plus 3i is negative I. And then negative 2i squared. I squared is negative 1, so that would make that a positive 2. So our answer would be 8 minus I, or negative I plus 8. We are subtracting, but let's limit our mistakes. Let's distribute that negative so that we have 2 plus I minus 3 plus 2I. Combine like terms, and we'll have negative 1 plus 3I. I need to get rid of the radical in the denominator. So if I just multiply by I, that'll make the denominator I to the 4th, which makes the denominator 1. So I'll just distribute the numerator. 2i squared plus 3i over I to the 4th, which that would become negative 2 plus 3i. I to the 4th is 1, so that's what we got there. 14, we need to multiply by the conjugate, so I'll have 4 over 3 minus 6i. And we'll multiply by 3 plus 6i. 3 plus 6i. Numerator, just distribute. They'll give me 12 plus 24i over. Denominator will be first term squared minus second term squared. So that will be 9 minus 36i squared. All right, so that'll be 9 plus 36, which will give me 12 plus 24i over 45. And does that simplify? So you can divide both of those by all three by 3. 12 divided by 3 is 4. Plus 24 divided by 3 is 8. 45 divided by 3 is 15. So that simplifies all the way down. 15. I will multiply by negative 6 minus 6i. Negative 6 minus 6i. So in the numerator, I will have to FOIL. First gives me 60. Outer gives me 60i. Inner gives me 30i. Last gives me 30i squared over my first term squared minus my second term squared. So here, that's going to be a negative 30 in the top. I squared is negative 1. So simplifying the numerator, that will be 30 plus 90i over the denominator. That will be 36 minus plus 36. 36, which gives me 72. And then that will simplify to, that will simplify, 30 over 72 simplifies to 5/12. And 90 over 72 simplifies to 5/4. So you have plus 5/4 I there. That was a good one. That was a toughie. 16 to find C. I just need to do 6 divided by 2, which gives me 3. Square it, and I get 9. So C equals 9 there. All right. 17. I'll have x squared minus 12x box equals negative 11 box when I subtract 11 up there. So I'll do negative 12 divided by 2 gives me negative 6 squared gives me 36. So I'll have x minus 6 squared equals 25. Square root both sides. X minus 6 equals plus or minus 5. Add 6. X equals 6 plus or minus 5. So 6 plus 5 gives me 11. 6 minus 5 gives me 1. $18. I'll subtract 20. So I've got x squared plus 2x box equals negative 20 box. It's a terrible 2. All right, so take b divided by 2, gives you 1. Square it, get plus 1, plus 1. So that will give me x plus 1 squared equals negative 19. From there, I'll square root both sides. And that'll give me x plus 1 equals plus or minus I squared root of 19. 19 is prime. You can't simplify that any further. You can only take out the I. Subtract 1. X equals negative 1 plus or minus I square root of 19. So you get an irrational or a complex solution there. 19, quadratic formula. So I got A is 2, B is -5, C is 3. All right, quadratic formula is negative b plus or minus the square root b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. So that negative 5 will make that a positive 5 plus or minus the square root -5 squared plus 4 times a times c. So that'll be 5 all over 2 times 4, or 2 times 2. Just give me 4. So that'll be 5 plus or minus the square root 25 plus 24 over 4 shall be 5 plus or minus the square root of 49 over 4 should be 5 plus or minus 7 over 4. So we'll have 5 plus 7 gives me 12 over 4. 5 minus 7 gives me -2 over 4. So that answer will be 3 and -1/2. So that is a mistake. That should be -4ac. So that should be 5 plus or minus the square root of 25 minus 24 over 4, which would be 5 plus or minus the square root of 1 over 4, which would be 5 plus or minus 1 over 4. 5 plus 1 would be 6 over 4. 5 minus 1 would be 4 over 4. So that answer would be 3/2 or 1.5 and 1. That should be a brace. Sorry, should be a brace. All right. Last one here. All right. A is 8. B is -4. C is -18. So quadratic formula is -b. -4 makes that a +4. Plus or minus the square root. B squared minus 4ac all over 2 times a. So this will be 4 plus or minus the square root of 16 plus 32 times 18, 576 over 16. So it'll be 4 plus or minus the square root of 592 over 16. So if we simplified square root of 592, all right, we can start with just 592 divided by 2, which is 296. And then 296 divided by 2 is 148. Divided by 2, we can do 74. And then 37. So we've got 2 sets of 2, 37's prime. We can take out a 4, so that'll be 4 plus or minus 4 square root of 37 over 16. And that would simplify to 1 plus or minus the square root of 37 over 4. That 4 in front of the 37, that's an understood 1. You can write that 1, but you don't have to write that 1 there.